I don't have a problem with the WNBA players asking for a raise. The WNBA is on a hot streak. I don't care about the previous 24, 25 years. As an investment, it's starting to pay off. And so this week they wore T-shirts saying, making a statement, you better pay us. But instead of just leaving it at that, Kelsey Plum for LA had to take a dig at Caitlin.
Colin Cowherd finally put Kelsey Plum in her place, and honestly, it was long overdue. While Caitlin Clark is turning the WNBA from a struggling league into a cash powerhouse, Plum chose to throw shade at the very player driving that success. Cowherd didn't hold back, and what he revealed about the jealousy simmering in the WNBA is truly shocking. So, what exactly did Cowherd say? And how is he even comparing Caitlin Clark to none other than Michael Jordan himself? If you're Team Caitlin, drop a comment saying Golden Goose. Let's go.
T-shirt, just united front was determined this morning, that we had a meeting for, and not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that.
Want to see just how dramatic this change has been? Imagine this. For more than 20 years, WNBA players were stuck flying budget airlines where even water wasn't free. These athletes battled through seasons in nearly empty arenas. Chapter 2, Colin Cowherd's explosive take. What he said. Playing for teams that kept losing money. Merchandise sales were so low that fans often couldn't even find a jersey to buy, even if they wanted one.
But why do you take a shot at the Golden Goose, Caitlin Clark? You guys were flying before she arrived on one of those airlines that made you pay for a cup of water. One of those airlines that is the planes are the color of a highlighter. Now you're flying private. Okay, if you're in a band and you're staying at the Motel 6 and you add a band member and now you're at the Ritz-Carlton, keep your issues to yourself. All right? You went from a Motel 6 in a sketchy part of town to a Four Seasons in the shopping district. Stop talking.
Then Caitlin Clark arrived, and everything changed almost overnight. We're talking about a 500% surge in merchandise sales. Yes, 500%. League-wide attendance jumped 40%, with some cities selling out games that used to have only a few thousand fans scattered across huge arenas. Teams that were once losing money turned into profitable franchises. The Indiana Fever, once one of the league's biggest financial struggles, now even has a waiting list for season tickets.
They deserve a big raise, maybe not 50% of revenues, because NBA stars, there's a lot of them, and they move the needle. The WNBA stars, well, there's one that moves the needle. And here's the other thing to remember. Caitlin Clark's already rich. She made $11 million this year alone in endorsements off the court. So regardless of how these negotiations go, she's set. Nobody else is, right? So when somebody joins the band and everything gets upgraded, just be happy.
But here's what really lights Cowherd up. The very players who once struggled on budget flights are now traveling by private jets, staying in top-tier hotels, and earning bigger salaries. The league's financial situation has improved so much that players are enjoying luxuries they couldn't even imagine a couple of seasons ago. And yet, Chapter 3, Fan Reactions and Viral Clips. Some veterans are still complaining about the one person who made all of this possible.
I don't mind the T-shirts. I think you have leverage. I think you deserve more than 9%. But it's just misstep after misstep. It's time to grow up, girls. Fast. This is the player that got you off the airline that was bright yellow. Right? She got you an upgrade to a better hotel as a band member.
Let's be real. Caitlin Clark has single-handedly transformed the league from a struggling charity case into a thriving business. TV ratings skyrocket whenever she's on the court. Sponsors are pouring money into the WNBA because they know she draws attention. Social media engagement has gone through the roof, and young girls are snapping up Clark jerseys faster than they can be made. The impact reaches every player in the league, whether they admit it or not.
I know you wanted your song to be the first one they played. You wanted to make up the set. I mean, it's not the t-shirts. You're going to do fine. I'd scale back on the Caitlin Clark.
This is where Cowherd's frustration hits its peak. He's seen this transformation unfold firsthand, and he can't understand why some players are turning on the very person who made it possible. Chapter 4. Social media meltdown and debate. After decades of struggle and finally reaching success, why complain about the person responsible for it?
Caitlin Clark finished 9th in player voting. In fact, she finished behind one of her own teammates in player voting for the All-Star game. The pettiness has no bounds. But it's interesting, for years, the WNBA players were pointing fingers. They were saying people are sexist, the media is sexist, we're not being promoted, we're underappreciated. And then they get the golden goose, and they don't like what it looks like.
Cowherd nailed it when he likened the league's transformation to going from a rundown Motel 6 in a sketchy area to a Four Seasons in the shopping district. That quote perfectly sums up what Clark has done for the WNBA. Better accommodations, improved treatment, financial security, and greater respect from mainstream sports media. Everything has leveled up because one player brought unprecedented attention to women's basketball. Yet some veteran players are still stuck in the old mindset, acting like nothing has changed.
Every company in the country would love to go viral every day for free marketing. If they knew how to do it, they'd all be viral every day. Like, you just don't know. Is it authentic? It touches people. There's a tentacle of emotion involved, and suddenly some small town kid goes viral, or a singing frog. Who knows? I wouldn't have guessed that Caitlin Clark would be this transformative. I wouldn't have guessed Tom Brady would be the GOAT. Don't fight it. The wave, the meteor, doesn't necessarily look like you.
They're living in Four Seasons, level luxury, while still complaining about the player who pulled them out of the Motel 6. The recent WNBA All-Star voting results exposed a harsh truth that Cowherd couldn't ignore. Here's how it works. Fans vote for their favorites, coaches choose the reserves, and players vote for those they believe deserve recognition. This process matters because all-star selections affect endorsement deals, legacy, and how history will remember these athletes. For younger players, making the all-star team validates their influence and opens the door to bigger opportunities.
People are saying, hey man, this league has never made money. It's an investment. It's now going to make money. And by the way, this is the least profitable, arguably. It'll be over the next 10 years. It's only going to get more profitable as women's basketball gets better, as the Caitlin Clark momentum train gets bigger. I mean, this year, she's not playing well. She's hurt. She's not there for all the games. So this is actually not as great as it could be. Like Michael Jordan, hurt year 2, next 12 years were legendary. That's what it's.
So how did fans and fellow players rank Caitlin Clark among guards? Fans put her at the top, but her fellow players ranked her ninth. The league's biggest draw, the one filling arenas and driving record merchandise sales, was ranked 9th by the very players benefiting from her success. And this wasn't a close vote. The gap between fan admiration and player recognition was huge. Colin Cowherd is fired up. Caitlin Clark has completely transformed the WNBA, turning empty arenas and low merchandise sales into packed crowds and record profits. Yet some veterans are still biting the hand that feeds them, ranking her unfairly in all-star voting. Clark's impact is undeniable. TV ratings, sponsorships, and salaries have all surged because of her. Just like Michael Jordan, she's facing resistance, physical play, and jealousy, but she keeps dominating. Smart players embrace the rise, while others get left behind. The message is clear.